A family traumatized after armed federal agents busted into their home as they were sleeping and took almost everything they own. Problem is, they were not the people agents were supposed to be looking for.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Andrew, a proud American, a progressive, and someone who believes that loving your country means holding it accountable. Today, we need to talk about something deeply disturbing, something that shook me to my core when I watched it. It's a clip from a congressional session where Representative Becca Balint showed a video of an ICE raid on a completely innocent American family, U.S. citizens, living in Oklahoma City. Please hit the subscribe button below to see more of these. Now let's watch the video.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a short video I'd like to show.
A family traumatized after armed federal agents busted into their home as they were sleeping and took almost everything they own. Problem is, they were not the people agents were supposed to be looking for.
News 4's Spencer Humphrey is here with their frightening ordeal. Spencer, what's going on here?
Yeah, well, get this. That family just moved here about 2 weeks ago from out of state, and this is how their life in Oklahoma got started. They say they told federal immigration agents they had the wrong people, but those agents kept treating them like criminals, even though they're all U.S. citizens. Fear.
I did feel at times I felt I was gonna die.
So much fear.
I kept praying. I said, God, please let me live through this moment.
Humiliation.
I was a zero. I was nothing.
Pure disbelief.
I just couldn't understand how is this happening to us.
All just for wanting a fresh start.
Mr. Chair, on the morning of Thursday, April 24th, about 20 armed federal agents broke into a home occupied by a family of U.S. citizens in Oklahoma City who had just moved there 2 weeks prior from Maryland. ICE agents, mistaking the current occupants for the former, broke down the door, terrorized the family, and they repeatedly said, "We are citizens. You have the wrong people. We are citizens." It happened in the middle of the night. 3 children at gunpoint were forced outside to stand in the rain in their underwear while their mother pleaded with these agents to tell them what was going on. They ignored the pleas. They ripped apart the entire house. They seized cash, documents, electronics, their computers as evidence. When the family asked when they would get their stuff back, the agents responded, well, it could be days or it could be months. This was all a colossal mistake. The names on the warrant did not match the people who lived in the house. This is what we have created here. This is Trump's America. These were citizens who were treated like this. This is what we want you to open your eyes to. If it can happen, as we've said time and time again, if it can happen to folks with green cards, it can happen to citizens. And in Oklahoma City, we see a perfect example of that. This is what we're talking about. It's not other people. It's us. It's our neighbors. It's our friends. It's people who just moved from Maryland to Oklahoma for a better life and have their house destroyed. And they can't get answers. If we watch the rest of the news clip there, they're asking ICE, who's responsible for this? And then they're sending them to another agency, and they're sending them to another agency, and nobody is accountable for what happened to them. This is what my colleagues are trying to fund with this bill. Armed federal agents breaking into homes, even of U.S. citizens, traumatizing them, taking their possessions. This is Trump's America. That's why we continue to talk about due process. It's not some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's what literally holds our country together. Without due process, without the belief in the Constitution, we are not Americans. That's what gives us the ability to say we are an exceptional country in the world, that everyone who lives here gets due process. And we're going to keep saying this over and over and over again for everyone who lives here. What happened to that family, once again, of American citizens in Oklahoma City should scare the hell out of all of us. And we should not be using this committee to find more money to pump into ICE so that these things can happen. This family is all of us. That's what we're trying to say today. This family is all of us. And I can't believe that in our name, on our watch, this is happening to people who live in this country. Open your eyes. Wake the hell up. I yield back.
This is not just a story about government overreach. This is a story about how easily the machinery of the state can turn against its own people when checks and balances are eroded, when due process is dismissed, and when fear is weaponized for political gain. Let me walk you through what happened. A family had just moved to Oklahoma from Maryland, only 2 weeks into their new life. Imagine trying to start fresh, build something better for your kids, and then one night, boom, 20 armed federal agents bust into your home. These agents, ICE agents, were there under the pretense of executing a warrant. But here's the kicker. The people they were looking for didn't live there. The names didn't match. The faces didn't match. The current residents were U.S. citizens, full stop. This family, panicked, terrified, kept telling the agents, "You got the wrong people. We are citizens." But it didn't matter. 3 children dragged outside at gunpoint, in the rain, in their underwear. The mother pleading, crying, begging to be heard, begging for dignity, for basic human decency. The agents tore apart their home, seized electronics, documents, personal items, without a single shred of evidence that they were the suspects. And when the family asked when they'd get their stuff back, they were told it would be days or months. No apology, no accountability, just a nightmare. This is not just an error. This is not just a bureaucratic hiccup. This is a systemic failure. And let's be real. This is the inevitable result of policies rooted in xenophobia, fear-mongering, and unchecked power. This is what Representative Balint meant when she said, "This is Trump's America." Now listen, before anyone says this is just about Trump, it's not. It's about what happens when any administration gives federal agents a blank check to act with force, without consequences, in the name of security. It's about what happens when immigration enforcement becomes militarized, dehumanized, and politicized. As a left-wing patriot, I believe in the Constitution. I believe in due process. I believe that every person in this country, citizen or not, is entitled to dignity, fairness, and the rule of law. That's not radical. That's American. If you wave the flag but ignore what it stands for, you're not being patriotic. You're enabling tyranny. Patriotism isn't about blind loyalty to the government. It's about loyalty to the ideals this nation was founded on. What happened in Oklahoma City is what happens when we turn a blind eye to injustice. When we defund education but pour billions into agencies like ICE. When we let fear write our laws. When we fail to speak up. So yeah, I'm angry. I'm heartbroken. And I'm not going to pretend this is okay. Because if it can happen to them, it can happen to any of us. This family is us. Your neighbors. Your friends. Your co-workers. Your church members. They're Americans. And they were treated like criminals, like enemies in their own home. We need to demand accountability. We need to rein in ICE, not pump more money into it. We need oversight, transparency, and justice. And above all, we need to fight like hell for due process. Not just for the people we agree with, but for everyone. Because that's what makes us exceptional. So to my fellow progressives, to my fellow patriots, keep speaking out. Keep organizing. Keep pushing back against this kind of abuse. Because love of country means fighting for its soul. If this moved you, share this video. Talk about it. Call your representatives. Ask them what they're doing to stop this madness. This is not the America we believe in. But together, we can build one that actually lives up to its promises. Thanks for watching. Stay loud, stay informed, and stay proud.